Now on 18 Eyewitness News.
The battle for Missouri's U.S. Senate seat is expected to be one of the most important this November. Also, a local representative doesn't agree with legislation passed by the Missouri House. And construction is underway at Mineral Area College's Park Hills campus. All of these stories, and when will the April showers return?
Coverage you can count on. This is 18 Eyewitness News.
Hello everyone, thanks for joining us. I'm Fred Dawkins. Here's the top stories that we're working on this hour for you. Political watchers say the battle for Missouri's U.S. Senate seat is expected to be one of the most important if Democrats are to retain control of the upper chamber. 8 Republicans are campaigning for their party's nomination to face Democrat incumbent Claire McCaskill in November. So far, the GOP candidates have focused on McCaskill rather than attacking each other. Former Missouri State Treasurer Sarah Steelman recently made a campaign swing through southeast Missouri. Steelman pointed out that Washington politicians seem disconnected from the rest of the country, particularly on budget issues.
You know, instead of dealing with cutting the size of government and cutting back on spending, what do out there? They spend more money. They raise the debt ceiling. They pass another continuing resolution.
Steelman says the federal government needs to get its financial house in order.
From what I hear from people and what I believe and know as an economist is the fact that we've got to get our fiscal situation under control in Washington. And that's one of the things that I want to deal with if I'm elected.
Steelman says McCaskill is vulnerable because of her support of Washington's failed policies, noting that the national debt has doubled since she was elected back in 2006. Well, now Dustin Kopp is here with a look at our first forecast. Dustin?
After seeing a wet and stormy weekend this weekend, Monday turned out to be a nice day. Temperatures in the 60s as they are right now. 65 in Festus, 65 right now in St. Genevieve, Potosi 66, 68 in Ellington, and 70 degrees right now in Poplar Bluff. This evening, temperatures are going to remain on the mild side, mostly sunny by 7 p.m., 62, 57 and clear by 9, and clear skies with the temperature around 51 degrees by midnight. At the bus stop in the morning, temperature of 44 degrees with mostly sunny skies, southwest wind 3 miles per hour. What's in store for your rest of your day? For your day on Tuesday, I'll give you all those details coming up later in weather.
Some Missouri lawmakers are proposing to allow advertising on school buses to help cash-strapped districts. Now, the House recently passed a bill that would permit ads on the inside and outside of school buses, but could not feature gambling, alcohol, tobacco, or political issues. State Representative Paul Fitzwater is a former teacher, and the Potosi Republican voted against that proposal.
We don't need advertising on school buses. You know, I think people don't need to be focused on the highway and not on advertising on the side of a school bus. So I was just totally against that. I did vote against that on the House floor.
Other critics of the bill cited concerns over safety and targeting children with advertising they cannot avoid. Under the bill, school districts would be required to use half of the revenue generated from the ads for transportation cost. The bill has gone to the Missouri Senate for consideration. Police Chief in Piedmont Richard Sanders is warning folks of a new scam through the internet. Sanders says the phone scam that we reported on late last month has pretty well ended. However, it seems that the scammers have gone from calling potential victims to sending them emails.
They send a thing that looks like it's official from the FBI, and they say if you don't send $500, there'll be a warrant issued for your arrest. That is a scam. Don't even worry about that. I've had, in the last 2 weeks, a couple calls on that.
Sanders says folks need to be very careful with their personal information. He notes so much of it is readily available on the internet that some folks who were contacted on the phone scam were even called on their cell phones. The jobless rate for veterans is almost 50% higher than the unemployment for the general population. However, a Missouri program is aimed at addressing that problem. Veteran representatives at the Missouri Career Center in Park Hills, Ed Hinkle, says Show Me Heroes connects veterans with companies that value their military training.
Acknowledging that anybody who's been in the military has acquired some skills, some training, how to get along, how to work as a team, and a lot of valuable things that it brings to the employer.
Businesses taking part in Show Me Heroes work with veterans representatives at career centers across the state. When a veteran applies with one of the firms, the employer agrees to give him or her an interview. Hinkle says the Career Center will be recruiting more area businesses into the program in the next few weeks. To learn more about it, visit MissouriCareerSource.com and type in Show Me Heroes. And when we come back on 18 Eyewitness News, construction is underway at Mineral Area College's Park Hills campus. We'll have an update coming up on 18 Eyewitness News.
This is 18 Eyewitness News, coverage you can count on. You're watching 18 Eyewitness News with Fred Dawkins, Dawn Arnold, Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp, and Jeremy Martin with sports. 18 Eyewitness News continues.
Mineral Area College is starting one construction project as another is finished. At last week's board meetings, trustees learned the science lab and classroom expansion at the Fredericktown Outreach Center was virtually completed. Mineral Area College President Dr. Stephen Kurtz says work has just started at the Park Hills campus.
The addition with the library and additional space for science labs and student services. We had to dig, and of course Mr. Rusty Strawn, the business manager, said, believe it or not, we found the rock. Can you believe that? And so it's taken, the architects estimated at least the amount of rock that was there, and so far so good, but it just takes so long to get that out.
Dr. Kurtz says the architects expected to find that rock and factor that into the project's timetable. Now, this is the first stage of the four-phase, $5.3 million project. The cost of construction at both locations is covered by the no-tax bond issue, which was approved by voters a little over a year ago. The entire project should be completed by June 1st of next year. A soldier from Fredericktown has won a Missouri National Guard Marksmanship Competition Award. Sergeant James Whitener took first place in the 2012 Adjutant General State Combat Match Rifle Pistol Championship last month at Camp Crowder in Neosho. Now, according to the Guard, Sergeant Whitener serves with Company B of the 138th Infantry Regiment Battalion in St. Louis. He was also named to the Adjutant General's Top 20 list. 120 soldiers and airmen took part in the competition. A St. Louis man is expected to be arraigned on drug charges in Perry County this week. 32-year-old Timmy T. Johnson was arrested Friday night during an undercover investigation run by the Perry County Sheriff's Department, also the SEMO Drug Task Force Agency, and Perryville Police Department. Johnson was supposed to deliver illegal drugs to a person in Perryville. However, authorities say upon his arrival, it became apparent that Johnson intended to rob the informant, so police stepped in. Johnson is charged with 2 felonies, attempted distribution of a controlled substance, and second-degree attempted robbery. He's being currently held in the Perry County Jail on a $10,000 cash-only bond. Well, still to come on 18 Eyewitness News, the remarkable story of a woman who underwent brain surgery without a single visible scar. I'll tell you about that coming up in today's Your Health segment. But right now, Dustin Kopp is making a last-minute check of our Storm Tracker 18 forecast, which is coming up next right here on 18 Eyewitness News.
This is 18 Eyewitness News, coverage you can count on. Now, here's your Storm Tracker 18 weather forecast with Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp.
And welcome back. Plenty of sunshine through Thursday. It's going to be a nice week here in southeast Missouri. Thunderstorms are once again possible for Thursday night into Friday, but sunshine returns for the weekend. and temperatures remain above normal. However, temps go back to normal for the weekend. Here in southeast Missouri, temperatures in the 60s, 68 right now in Cape Girardeau, 65 in St. Genevieve, down in Poplar Bluff, 70 degrees, one of the warmer spots, 69 in Van Buren and Piedmont. Here at the station, we have a current temperature of 64 degrees. It's nice out there, plenty of sunshine, mostly sunny skies. Dew point right now 44, humidity at 47%, with a north-northwest wind at 8 miles per hour. What's in store for your day? On Tuesday, we're going to see plenty of sunshine through southeast Missouri. All that rain we saw yesterday has scooted off to the east, and we're going to be remaining in sunshine for the next several days. So for your forecast tonight, low around 41 here in Farmington, 43 in Festus, St. Genevieve 45, clear skies, 45 down in Piedmont, and 47 in Poplar Bluff. Tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, partly sunny skies, high 71. Most areas 72 in Potosi, 75 in Ironton, and 74 in Poplar Bluff. For your next several days here in southeast Missouri, the extended forecast looking like this: 75 on Wednesday, mostly sunny skies, partly sunny on Thursday with a high of 77, cooling back down to the 60s by Friday with some thunderstorms. Then the weekend back to normal temperatures with temperatures in the 60s and plenty of sunshine, back in the 70s by Monday with plenty of sunshine as well. For your forecast again for the weekend, back to normal for temperatures, 64 for your high on Saturday, partly sunny sky on Sunday with a temperature of 64 as well. That's Check of your Storm Tracker weather forecast. Fred, back to you.
This is Sports Zone, only on 18 Eyewitness News with Jeremy Martin.
Filling in for an injured Lance Berkman at first base this weekend, Matt Carpenter channeled his inner Puma and was every bit as productive as the Cardinals' all-star switch hitter. Carpenter laced the Chicago Cubs with 4 hits and 5 RBIs on Sunday in a 10-3 thumping of the division rivals. Carpenter came a double shy of the cycle, and in the 5th inning, he turned on an 0-2 pitch for a 2-out home run, his first home run in the big leagues. In 3 games this weekend against the Cubs, Carpenter went 7 for 12 with 7 RBIs, the home run, and 2 triples. His second triple of the series was his 4th hit of the game on Sunday, and it drove in 2 runs to set the final score. Carpenter led burst of offense back to Jake Westbrook, who improved to 2-0 to start the season. The Redbirds are back in action Tuesday night when the Cincinnati Reds invade Busch Stadium. The St. Louis Blues celebrated a postseason victory for the first time in 8 years Saturday night with a 3-0 win over the San Jose Sharks, tying the team's first-round playoff series at 1 game apiece. The matchup, which turned physical on Saturday, shifts to San Jose tonight for Game 3 of the best-of-7 series. After combining for 15 shutouts in the regular season, the goalie tandem of Yaroslav Halak, who left in the second period with an injury, and Brian Elliott literally teamed up for their first shutout of the playoffs. The goalies were named the number 2 and 3 stars of the game after posting the Blues' first combined shutout in club history with 29 saves. Halak made 12 saves before leaving in the second period with a lower body injury. Teammate Barrett Jackman had collided with him after Halak made the stop on a San Jose scoring chance. In came Elliott, who finished off the shutout with 17 saves. Gearing up for its first season in the Southeastern Conference, Missouri wrapped up its spring schedule Saturday with the annual Black and Gold game. With quarterback James Franklin sidelined, Corbin Bergstresser and Ashton Glacier emerged as the top 2 contenders to take over the first-team offense. On Saturday, Bergstresser, who had risen to the top of the depth chart, threw a 32-yard touchdown pass to T.J. Moe, but also had his 3rd interception of the spring returned by linebacker Donovan Bonner, 65 yards for a touchdown. He finished the day completing 13 of 20 passes for 187 yards. But Glacier also had his moments, throwing for 213 yards and 2 touchdowns, and went 14 of 25 passing. And perhaps the most anticipated at the Black and Gold game occurred at halftime when 3 men walked out of a Faurot Field tunnel decked out in Mizzou's new uniforms of black, gold, and white. Missouri, which recently agreed to an 8-year contract with Nike, officially introduced its anticipated brand change on Saturday. 5 of the school's teams will have new looks for the 2012-13 school year, including the football and the men's basketball squads. The changes were most evident on the football uniforms, as the large block M that has been on the helmets for years was replaced with a tiger head logo, which according to studies is identified most with Missouri. The football uniforms also feature 4 different colors of pants, 3 different jerseys, and 2 different helmets, making for 24 different combinations. And that's a look at sports. We'll be back with today's Your Live segment right after this on 18 Eyewitness News.
I'm Stacy Johnson. When it comes to houses, there are deals and then there are steals. Buying a $250,000 house for $70 grand? That's just ahead on Money Talks News.
Do you see news happening in your neighborhood? Email us at news@kdkz.tv.
Over the weekend, Dustin Kopp, some ominous-looking weather. The winds blew. We had tornado watches in effect. A lot of heavy rain, but we weathered that fairly well. Today, sunshine. What's the rest of the week look like?
The rest of the week's looking nice until Friday. Plenty of sunshine tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. Friday, maybe a chance of thunderstorms, but back in the weekend, we're going to get back to normal temperatures, and we're also going to see plenty of sunshine.
All right. Sounds like a pretty good forecast.
Not bad at all.
Can't complain one bit. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you later on tonight and then tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for the early morning edition of 18 Eyewitness News. Have a blessed evening. God bless you.
Have a good night, everybody. Newswatch is next.